Hey everybody, this is Curtis Childs for the 2018 Wisdom of the Near-Death Experience Symposium in Austin, Texas. And I'm really happy today to get a chance to sit down a little bit with Howard Storm. Howard is a speaker, an artist, and a best-selling author whose books include My Descent into Death, A Second Chance at Life, and Befriend God, Life with Jesus. He's also the pastor at St. Mark United Church of Christ. Howard, thanks so much for taking a minute to talk.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and I love getting to hear from you in all kinds of ways, and so glad to expand on that today. So your book, My Descent into Death, was one of the first near-death experiences that I read and had a big impact on me. I'm wondering, just for anyone who's not familiar, would you talk a little bit about sort of what's been happening in your life, back from 1985 and onward that's been spurring you to write these books?
Prior to 1985, I was an atheist. I was a college professor. I taught art. I was a professional artist. And when I had my near-death experience in 1985, I went to hell. And there I rediscovered, out of desperation, a hope that I'd had when I was a child and had gone to church in Jesus Christ. And I called out to him, not knowing whether that would do any good or whether I didn't even know whether he existed or not. It was just a hope. And he came to me and took me out of there. We had a life review, and he invited me to ask questions. So I asked him everything that I could think of at that time to ask him, and he showed me lots of things and taught me lots of things. And then he gave me the bad news, which was that I had to come back to this world and try and live a life more pleasing to God than the life that I'd been living. And so I came back, went through a long physical recovery from my illness, and started going to church. And I fell in love with the church. I hadn't attended a church service in my adult life. I had not been to one in my adult life. And so I just really liked the church a lot and thought that that's what I wanted to be a part of. So after a few years, while being at the university, I had to make the difficult decision to leave my position as a tenured professor. And I went to seminary for 3.5 years so that I could ultimately become an ordained minister, which I've been doing for the past 30 years. And I've spoken many, many times, and a lot of times people have suggested I should write a book. So finally, with some reluctance, because I never thought of myself as a writer. I'm an artist and didn't think I was much of a writer. I was invited by a publisher in 1999 to write My Descent into Death, and I did, and it seems to have been helpful to people. And so in the last few years, I've written 3 more books, the most recent one being Befriend God, Life with Jesus, which is sort of Christology for people that would like to know more about Jesus Christ. I think it's very mainline. I think it would be the Christology I write, I think, would find acceptance in most Christian churches. And because I think Jesus is everything. To me, he's everything. I just want people to understand him a little better.
Yeah, well, it's beautiful, and I'm one of the people that was affected, by your books and your message. So thank you so much for your willingness to share that and continue to develop it. And so, what will you be talking about that, and what else? What will you be doing at the conference in Austin?
I know there's an agenda, but my agenda is to follow the Holy Spirit wherever that leads me. I mean, to be perfectly frank, I hope they don't hear this because they might think, "Oh, we're going to get in trouble." But when I speak, I have a policy of giving myself over to the Holy Spirit and hopefully being inspired. So I pray that is exactly what I'll do when I'm there, because I try to be sensitive and in tune with what the people that are out there need. I'm not actually out there for my own ego gratification. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm there to try and serve them the best I can. And You know what? The Holy Spirit has never disappointed me yet. Matter of fact, Holy Spirit's always surprised me and like, whoa, really? That was so cool. Thank you. So that's what I'm going to be doing, really, honestly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
bottom line is I have no idea what the Holy Spirit has in mind, but I know it's good.
Well, I know I want to be there to find out what's
Yeah.
going to happen. If any of the rest of you out there want to see Howard's talk or my talk or any of the other presenters, check out the website neardeathwisdom.com for more information. Howard, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for taking a few minutes today.
Well, thank you very much.